there's very few rappers like Berner who I caught on early, and at first I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really get it. But I haven't seen too many artists that have had the progression and the growth that he's had in those years that I've seen. I want to ask you, talk about your relationship with Berner, how that started, when that started, and what it is now, and how y'all kept such a good relationship for this many years.
Man, me and Bern been rocking for about 12 years strong. You know, when he came into the music industry, he was just starting to rap. And being that he was a Latino from San Francisco, at that time, it's my obligation. If you're in the Bay Area, you're Latin especially, and you're rapping, I need to know who you are and build a relationship with you.
Okay.
So, I just like everybody else, I reached out to him, introduced myself to him, and me and him created a friendship, and I was able to apply everything I know and help him out. And at the same time, him helping me out too. When we created that friendship, the rapping thing came into effect, and he wanted to start writing raps, and he got on a lot of my albums. 18 with a Thiz was a big album that he was on, a big participant on, and I was the first person to get him on the radio.
Okay, so you met him before he started rapping?
No, right when he started rapping. He made his first song, first video. Okay. And I looked at him and I knew that this is that I knew that he was something special. I seen it. He actually, I always told him, he actually reminded me because the uniqueness of his voice was like a South Park Mexican.
Oh,
he had a unique voice.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I can see how you make that comparison.
And a lot of people at the same time, he had a hard time coming up though. It wasn't the reason why he's so strong now and why he's always evolving. But when he was coming into the rap game, there was a lot of resistance with him.
Yes.
A lot of hating, a lot of unnecessary shit.
Yeah. What was his heritage? What's his heritage?
He's Mexican and Italian.
He's Mexican. Okay.
But with that, he was able to build some great relationships. With the who needs to be who he need to be having relationships with.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And especially in San Francisco, we're real territorial. Where people are from, and it was just he came into the game, man, and he just stayed consistent. I mean, there's times though, I remember we'd have some deep talks, and he wanted to quit because of the pressure of trying to make it out, and people stereotyping him and this, that, and he just kept going. After his mom died, I would say though, is when he really just blew out and was like, fuck it, I'm doing this shit for real. Not only that, the marijuana industry, his knowledge of that and working in that field.
That seems like that's his real passion.
That was a whole different lane that was he put the magnifying glass on it.
Yes. He is one of the artists too. He is one of the artists in rap, probably the artist in rap, to really expose the medical marijuana community to rap and really integrate those two companies. And, I follow his Instagram, and to me, personally, he's one of the dopest businessmen I see in the industry.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I wanted to ask you, were you there to see him when he kind of became Taylor Gang and joined all that? And if you could tell us how that happened, how he was doing that.
Every major moment in his career. When the Taylor Gang thing happened, he had the Yoko Ono song out, and that's the song we were pushing for the radio with Chris Brown and Wiz Khalifa. And that song right there was the change. That was the pivot move. That was that one big break that he needed to for the nation to really see him. Mm-hmm. And that after that just broke him out. That broke him out. It increased his relationship with Wiz. The response was great, and and after that, man, that really just, rest in peace, my boy P. Nice, Phil. You feel me? He had passed away. He was he was somebody that helped out and put that whole play together, man, for Berner. Okay,
so now he's officially signed to Taylor Gang, or
yes, he's officially
signed to Taylor Gang. Is he having a debut album come soon, or any?
Well, they got a group album coming soon, and they got their own situation. It's forever evolving to see what's the next move gonna be.
Okay, all right. And so you also talked about working with or knowing South Park Mexican and that. Could you just talk about you and his relationship and
with South Park? As a good friend of mine, we still talk to this day. I met South Park back in. She actually met him on the phone back in '97 when I was making the 17 Reasons compilation.
Okay.
And like I said, he was on my voicemails rapping. And at the time, I didn't pay him no mind. You know, I was hearing that he was trying to do some music and he was looking for a label at that time to work with.
Okay.
But after like 2 years later, I ended up coming down to Texas by the way of Baby Bash. And I kept hearing his name. I came down here and went to a concert. There's like thousands of people in the Coliseum. I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm like, I passed this dude up. I'm like, you know, like what the fuck is going on? You know, so but we always kicked it off good. We had a great relationship. He was definitely an open arms to my record label and to our family. Okay. And and we got integrated and meeting all the dope house. And one thing I did learn from South Park and them is, the booth days when they were doing the car shows and setting up booths and all that.
Okay.
Like, we weren't doing that in San Francisco at the time.
Okay, all right. I mean, are car shows as big in San Francisco as they are
No, they're
here?
big, but record labels like myself, especially Latin labels, I was the only one really. Nobody was setting up booths, and so I was like, I brought that back home and started lacing it up, and then everybody else started catching on.
Oh, okay. When do you know when he's expected to be released? When is his release date?
I do not know his release date, but I hear something's coming up soon.
Something's coming soon. Oh, okay.